Hello everyone. In this video we are talking about the afflicted directions for the year 2021 and what you should do about it. Welcome back, Feng Shui Nation. If I am new to you and you love classical Feng Shui, meaning real Feng Shui that gives you real results, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell because I will be giving new videos every Thursday, and make sure you don't miss out on that. And on today's video, we are talking about the afflicted directions for 2021, which are those directions, what you can or cannot do with those directions, and so on and so forth. And this is actually part of the Feng Shui 2021 video series that I will be releasing into my channel, so make sure you don't miss out on any of those. Today, in this one, we are talking about the directions that everyone needs to watch out for. And if you ever wondered how these ever come about, like how do we even know which directions are afflicted? There are actually two methods that us Feng Shui consultants generally use to figure out what are the directions that are afflicted for the year. And so if you take a look at the graphic on the screen here, this is the 24 mountain compass that I am talking about. So the thing about classical Feng Shui, the compass is the tool that any Feng Shui consultant worth their salt need to have in order to calculate the energies of a space. If you work for a quote-unquote Feng Shui consultant and they come into your home and they don't use a compass, keep your money, walk away. Because if they don't use a compass, then they are not doing Feng Shui, okay? So if you look at this compass here, you will see that, of course, there's the north, the south, east, west. There's the northwest, northeast, southeast, southwest. And you will see that all these directions are further divided into three more smaller pieces of the compass pie, is how I call it. So the north, for instance, would have north 1, north 2, north 3. The northeast will have northeast 1, northeast 2, northeast 3. And so when I talk about the afflicted directions, I will be referring back to this 24 mountain compass over and over again, okay? Specifically if you're using Flying Star Feng Shui, which is one of the methods that we predetermine what is the energy that we're working with. So Flying Star is one of the methods that we determine how the energy shifts every year, every month, even every day. And if you're not familiar with Flying Star, it is basically 9 numbers. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way till 8 and 9. And all these numbers have their timeliness, their untimeliness. They have their characteristics, both positive and negative. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but I will be picking out a few of these flying stars, and that will inform us in terms of what are the negative energies or directions that we need to watch out for this year. The second method that is combined with the flying star to help inform us on what kind of energies are coming that we can look forward to, negatively or positively, is the Chinese astrology. And I'm not going to go into nitty-gritty detail, but if you look at the 24 mountain compass here, 12 of these compass directions are astrological palaces of 12 Chinese astrological animals. And I'll go into a couple of those in just a bit. But let's go into the meat of the content now that you know that a lot of these information that I'm sharing with you here is based on Flying Star and Chinese astrology. So let's get to it. So first and foremost, most classical Feng Shui consultants, especially those who practice Flying Star, the first thing that we look at is the most negative one, which is the 5 yellow. And the 5 yellow, astrologically it's called the 5 yellow, but also in Flying Star it's the number 5. And this year it is in the southeast direction. So it is southeast 1, southeast 2, southeast 3. If your front door, your kitchen, or your bedroom is here, I would highly recommend that you be extra careful. If you are in a house and your front door is here, try to use a different door. Of course, if you're in an apartment building or a condo and you're stuck with your southeast door, then just make sure that you come in and out, right? You don't leave the light on, you don't play loud music by the door and things like that, okay? Just come in and out, make it quick and quiet, okay? If this is your bedroom, try to sleep elsewhere if you can, especially if you already have health issues or if you're pregnant. Those of you who have followed me for a while, you may remember that back in 2015, when I was pregnant with my second baby, my master bedroom was hit with that year's 5 yellow. And me with my big pregnant belly, I was asleep in my living room couch, on my living room couch. I'm grateful and I'm lucky that my living room couch actually is really, really comfortable. It's wide and deep and very comfortable. I spent most of my pregnancy on that one because I did not want to risk health challenges related to the pregnancy or anything happening to my baby. And so if this is your bedroom, choose a different bedroom to use or sleep elsewhere if it's at all possible for you. Or if that's not possible, then just use that room for sleeping. Don't don't read or hang out and listen to the music in your room or watch TV. Just literally just do the bare minimum that you need to in that room. If this is your kitchen, reduce your usage of the stove specifically, because the stove is, if you look at the 5 elements of Chinese metaphysics, the stove is a fire element. And the fire element actually feeds the number 5 or the 5 yellow, which is an earth element. So the more you cook in the kitchen, the more you're activating the negative energy. And I know it's going to be hard, but what that means, if you're open to the idea, is just cook outside of the kitchen, right? You can use Instant Pot, slow cooker, air fryer, as much as possible. Reduce your usage of the actual reduce the actual cooking activity in the kitchen. And where the 5 yellow is concerned, in terms of do's and don'ts, do not face the 5 yellow. So do not face the southeast direction this year. And if you can reduce the usage of the southeast direction, as I mentioned before, that would be even better. Okay, so that's the 5 yellow. And now we go to the 3 killings. The 3 killings is astrological. So this year being the year of the ox, 四有 years where it's snake, rooster, and ox years, then this direction will be afflicted. 3 killing afflicted direction is actually 90 degrees on the compass. So if you look at this layout, it is northeast 2, basically 45 degrees on the compass, and it goes all the way to southeast 2, which is 135 degrees. I forgot to mention that southeast is a no renovation direction, and I'm not going to go into what that means. I have a different video on that. The link will be somewhere here. The 3 killing direction is also a no renovation direction. And where the 3 killing is concerned is for you to reduce usage, but you are able to sit facing the 3 killings, specifically northeast 2 all the way till east 3. Because remember, this part is actually 5 yellow, right? As well. So you don't want to face the 5 yellow, but you can face the 3 killings, except southeast 1 and half of southeast 2, because these 1.5 direction is also the 5 yellow. Hopefully you can catch what I'm saying here. But for 3 killings, it's no renovation. You should reduce usage there, but you can sit facing the 3 killings. And next up we have the Grand Duke, and this is Chinese astrology as well. You know how everyone says, well, this is my year, it's going to be my lucky year because I'm the year of the ox. Well, not so fast, because if it is your year, then you are actually hit with the Grand Duke. And the Grand Duke would mean general challenges, just like the 3 killings and the 5 yellow. It just throws up obstacles your way. And so Northeast 1 is also a no renovation direction. And so if you look at this part, this being the year of the ox, if you look at this compass, toe is ox in Chinese astrology. And the astrological palace of the ox is in the Northeast 1 area. Therefore, the Grand Duke is in the Northeast 1. Where the Grand Duke is concerned, you can use the direction, but you should not face Grand Duke. Okay? So wherever you are, especially if you're sitting and you have a compass in your hand, you do not want to be sitting the Northeast 1 direction. Okay? And again, just in case you didn't catch it, if you want a copy of this compass that you can print out on a transparency and a little bit more information on the degrees for all these mountains, I will put up a link and you can, it's a quick opt-in and I'll email it out to you, okay? So that is the Grand Duke. And once we figure out the Grand Duke direction, the next one to watch out for, the next direction to watch out for is the Year Breaker or the Sui Po. And where the compass is concerned, it is 180 degrees from the Grand Duke. So if you look at the Grand Duke direction, which is the Northeast 1, the Year Breaker will be in the Southwest 1 direction. Again, this is a no renovation direction. You can sit facing. You can sit facing the Year Breaker direction, and if you can reduce usage of the Year Breaker direction, that would be the recommended path to take. And just to remind you, Year Breaker, Grand Duke, 3 killings, and the 5 yellow are directions that are not that you should not do any renovations in. Additional information on that, I have another video to show you. Okay, so that's mostly all. Mostly astrological, but I'm going to pull you now to flying star information. So number 7 this year is in the Northwest, and it takes up Northwest 1, Northwest 2, Northwest 3. So the number 7 generally is mishaps, illness, office politics, backstabbing, general mishaps. And this being in the Northwest corner also impacts the patriarch a little bit more this year. So those of fathers, you need to be a little bit more mindful, more self-care, learn how to manage your stress better. And again, if this is your bedroom or your office, try to use a different place if possible. Okay. And then the last direction that I want to cover today is the North, which has the number 2 flying star direction. And this is 50-50. There is some prosperity linked to this, but be really, really careful. My main concern is actually health. What's the point of making money if your health is taking a toll on your health, right? So for those of you who already have health issues, I would highly recommend you to not use the North area. But if you want to chance it, again, this is with fair warning here, but if you're one of those who, everyone around you catches the cold, but you're okay, then maybe you can, again, tread carefully, then you can use the North direction here because there is some auspicious energy here. So you're probably going to see that, now that we've covered all the afflicted areas, you're probably going to see that Safrina, it doesn't leave a lot of other directions that are good. Well, I have to agree with you. So it makes things really, really tricky. The direction that you can, most of you, and I'm not going to talk about activating with feng shui placements here. The safest way, without like proper feng shui guidance, the safest way for you to tap into the South, the West, Southwest 2 and Southwest 3 is to use that area more. That's the safest way. I don't want you guys to put any water activators or other kinds of activators without proper guidance, because as much as feng shui is powerful, it can go both ways, okay? It can be powerfully strong positively. It can also be powerfully strong negatively. So I don't want you guys to say that, oh wow, I want to activate the West, and the West has the number 8, which is earth element, and I'm going to put a lot of crystals in there. But what if your permanent energy cannot take earth in the West, right? When it comes to us activating positive energies, you do need to watch for your permanent energy as well. How you do that, you can join me in Feng Shui 2021, or you can, get a little bit more training in terms of flying stars yourself. That way, you're not going to shoot yourself in the foot. Okay? So that's basically what I wanted to cover here in terms of the afflicted directions for 2021. I'll see you on the other side. Don't forget to subscribe, like, or share this video if you found value in it. And if you are new in the Feng Shui journey, I would love to invite you to join me in my free Feng Shui Schools video series. I'm going to share with you the one school of Feng Shui that absolutely everyone needs to stop doing, because it really isn't how Feng Shui is meant to be done. And I'll also be talking about different Feng Shui schools or Feng Shui methods that would suit other situations. The link to the video series would be popping up somewhere on the screen or under the video, and I hope to see you on the other side.